We have already discussed about the plant hormones. The plant hormones are organic substances which are naturally produced in plants, control the growth and other physiological function at a site removed from its place of production and active in extremely minute quantities. So in this presentation I will be explaining about the second plant hormone, that is the gibberellins. The history of existence of this hormone dates back to 1926 when a Japanese pathologist E. Kurosawa observed abnormally tall yellow plants of paddy which and the seeds without seeds. So these plants were seedless. The disease of paddy was called the Bakane disease by Japanese farmers, which literally means foolish seedlings. This disease was caused by a fungus of Ascomycetes group called Gibberella fujikuroi. This fungi has a perfect stage which was called as the Gibberella fujikuroi. Perfect stage is a sexual stage of the fungi, and it has a asexual stage or the imperfect stage which was called the Fusarium moniliform. Kurosawa demonstrated that the sterile substance of the fungus caused the symptoms of this disease even in the normal seedlings, demonstrating that a chemical substance is responsible for the disease. Then later, Yabuta and Sumuki isolated this hormone in crystalline form and named it gibberellin after the name of the fungus, that is Gibberella fujikuroi. Today, more than 115 forms of gibberellins are out of which 15 to 25 have been isolated from the Gibberella fujikuroi. They have been named as GA1, GA2, GA3, and they are naturally occurring acidic diterpenoids, and they have Gibbon ring structure. So here you can see this is the structure of GA1 and GA2, and this arrow shows the Gibbon ring structure which is common in all these gibberellins. The gibberellins are widely distributed in the nature. They are reported from algae, mosses, ferns, gymnosperms and angiosperm. In higher plants, they are mainly present in the stem apex, root apex, young expanding leaves, buds, embryos and seeds. Some of these gibberellins also have been reported from the species of bacteria and fungi. Gibberellins are found in plants in preform as well as conjugate form. These gibberellins are translocated in acropetal as well as basipetal direction in xylem as well as phloem. Means these gibberellins are transported from the shoot apex downwards or from the root apex to upward. So they are transported in acropetal as well as basipetal direction. Barley endosperm test is an bioassay for the gibberellins. Now I will be discussing about the physiological effects of the gibberellins in the plants. The first is the bolting or the internodal elongation. In some long day plants, under short day conditions, plant grow only a rosette of leaves. Means here the leaves are arranged to each other without internode, thereby plant remaining dwarf. With the onset of long day conditions, so here you can see the plant is remaining a dwarf because of no internodal elongation. So they are having a rosette of leaf. With onset of long day condition, internodal elongation results in an elongated shoot followed by the induction of flowering. This internodal elongation in plants just before flowering is called bolting. Bolting is induced normally by winter cold, which enhances the level of the endogenous gibberellins. Means the cold, it enhances the level of the gibberellins which is present inside the plant. But the exogenous application of gibberellins also induces the bolting, that is the internode they elongate in the first year itself without undergoing the cold treatment. So here the gibberellins they bring about the shoot elongation in the first year itself, thereby they favor the flowering. You can see here, so after the application of the gibberellins, the internode they got elongated and then the plant started flowering. Next is the removal of genetic dwarfism. In P, that is Pisum sativum, dwarf variety grow to a height of only 3 to 5 centimeter, whereas the tall variety grows to a height of 15 centimeter. If gibberellins are applied to dwarf variety in light, it grows equal in height to that of the tall variety. When here the plant remains dwarf because of mutation, and this mutation takes place in a single gene. So these plants are called as single gene dwarf. Such dwarfism is due to shortening of the internodes. Application of gibberellins causes reversal of the dwarfism, that is the dwarf plants are converted to normal size plant due to elongation of internode. Such dwarfism may result due to the less gibberellins. So exogenous application of gibberellins increases the endogenous gibberellin percentage, thereby increasing the internode in the Vicia faba and Pisum sativum. Next physiological effect is the germination of seeds. In cereal grains like maize, barley, wheat, paddy, the endosperm is surrounded by a living protein-rich layer called the eleuron layer. So here this is the seed of a cereal and this is the eleuron layer, which is a protein-rich layer. And this is the endosperm of the seed, this is the embryo of the seed, this is the cotyledon or the scutellum that is present in the cereal seeds. So when these seeds are soaked in water, they start germination. So during germination of these grains, the embryo produces the gibberellins. These gibberellins diffuses to the eleuron layer, where it induces the synthesis of hydrolytic enzymes like alpha amylase, protease, ribonuclease. These enzymes they get diffused into the endosperm, where they catalyze the digestion of the stored food material into soluble sugars, amino acids, nucleosides, etc. These products are used for the growth, and because of which the seedling it emerges. Also, in light sensitive seeds like tobacco lettuce show poor germination in dark. They germinate only after exposure to light. However, if these seeds are treated with gibberellins, the right light requirement is not needed. Such seeds they germinate even in the dark. Next is the breaking of dormancy. In deciduous trees of temperate countries, the birds which are produced in winter, they remain dormant, means they do not grow until the next spring due to low temperature. When gibberellins are applied to such birds, high temperature requirement is not needed, causing the breaking of dormancy, and these birds they grow. Similarly, seeds of many species also exhibit dormancy. So here the gibberellins again break the dormancy in such seeds also. Induction of flowering. Exogenous application of gibberellins raises the endogenous level of gibberellins and induces flowering in long day plants in short day conditions. Gibberellins also induce flowering in some short day plants like Xanthium, Bryophyllum raphanus. Parthenocarpy. Gibberellins induces the parthenocarpy, that is formation of fruit without fertilization. So gibberellins induces parthenocarpy in brinjal, guava, grapes, producing the seedless fruits. The size of this fruit is also big and quantity of flesh also increases in the gibberellin treated fruits. Formation of floral primordia and sex determination. Exogenous. In monocots like maize, short day and cold nights increase the content of gibberellins and induce the transformation of male flowers to female flowers, thereby increasing the productivity of such plants. Now we will discuss about the application of these gibberellins in the agriculture. Gibberellins are used to induce seedless fruits in grapes. The number of fruit and their size in the bunch also increases by application of the gibberellins. By application of gibberellins, the sourness of the fruit is also decreased, thereby increasing the sweetness of the fruit. The length of the petioles of the bunch also increases. So here you can see this is a normal grapes bunch, and this is the bunch after treatment with the gibberellic acid, in which there is internodal elongation, and the number of seed and the size of seed is also increased. In sugarcane, spraying of gibberellin increases the sugar yield by 20%. This is due to again the induction of the internodal elongation. Already we have learned that gibberellins are responsible for the internodal elongation. As the internode elongates, the percent of the sugar in the sugarcane also increases. Gibberellins is used to enhance the synthesis of hydrolytic enzymes in barley seeds, and as this hydrolytic enzymes increases, there is an increase in the malt production which is used in the beer industries. Gibberellins also increases the quantitative and qualitative yields in apples and pears.